Hey, friends! Once again, we're taking a look at a picture from Ralph Bakshi, who gave us the animated Lord of the Rings film, Fritz the Cat, and Cool World. This time, we're talking about Fire and Ice from 1983. Our story goes like this. There's this here evil queen, Vampira. She and her son, the Winter Warlock, want to take over the world, and they use their evil magic to try and pull it off. See, they use ice and snow to crush their opponents and occupy their land with an army of subhuman foot soldiers. This primitive tribe of innocent people is attacked and destroyed by the icy duo and their minions. All except He-Man here. He survives and escapes. Meanwhile, over in the Fire Kingdom, there's this here almost naked, hot, sexy chick princess, daughter of the Fire King. The baddies arrange for some subhumans to chicknap the almost naked, hot, sexy chick princess and carry her off. Both she and He-Man have various adventures until they meet up and have more adventures battling the subhumans. But the almost naked hot sexy chick princess is chicknapped again. Then He-Man runs across Batman. He-Man and Batman team up to battle the Winter Warlock and Vampira. Meanwhile, the Fire King and his son, Apollo from Battlestar Galactica, fret over the fate of the almost naked hot sexy chick princess who got chicknapped and their kingdom, which the Winter Warlock wants to conquer. Can the forces of good defeat the evil Winter Warlock? Will freedom prevail, and will the almost naked, hot, sexy chick princess find some clothes? I hope not. This was a collaboration between two masters, Ralph Bakshi and Frank Frazetta, and the script came from two comic book legends, Roy Thomas and Gerry Conway. Among many other things, Roy Thomas gave us the All-Star Squadron. Love that comic. It's a comic featuring Golden Age superheroes. Gerry Conway co-created The Punisher, Power Girl, and Firestorm, and he penned The Night Gwen Stacy Died, one of the most important Spider-Man ever printed. There are not a lot of name brands in our cast here, but we have a few. Emma Sands was one of the performance models for Tigra, the almost naked hot sexy chick princess. Among other things, she co-starred with John Candy in Delirious, and she was in General Hospital and played Fallon in the primetime soap operas The Colbys and Dynasty. Cynthia Leek also modeled for Tigra, as you can see here. The live-action performances were rotoscoped for animation. They used the same rotoscope techniques previously used on Bakshi's Lord of the Rings feature. It's much smoother and more refined here. Not a new idea, Disney did the same thing for Snow White back in the day, but the process is very good in Fire and Ice. Tigra was voiced by Maggie Roswell, who later worked on The Simpsons, among many other things. Steve Sandor voices Dark Wolf. One of his early roles was on Star Trek as Lars in the Gamesters of Triskelion. Leo Gordon, a longtime character actor, played Gerald, the Fire King. He did a lot of westerns in his career. So this is not one for the Twitter kids. Believe that. It's got an almost naked, hot, sexy chick princess running around, almost naked, for one thing, and she's not into lesbotic action, for another. The movie also has traditional masculine heroes. Plus, the villain doesn't seem interested in hot, sexy chicks, princesses, or otherwise. He may, in fact, be hot for He-Man. I don't know, but the Winter Warlock is the villain, so yeah, Twitter won't go for that. And then there's the so-called subhumans, the army of the Winter Warlock. Now, to me, they look like Cro-Magnon-type cavemen. They're basically orcs here. I mean, pretty much, right? But because they're a darker color than the heroes, the Twitter kids will jump to conclusions, as is their wont, and read something nefarious into the appearance of these guys that isn't really there. Okay, so there are non-Twitter actual problems with the picture. For example, the movie feels a bit truncated, like stuff got cut or there are scenes that they didn't finish. The biggest problem with that is Darkwolf, Batman, is never introduced by name, so you're left to wonder, who is this guy? Apparently, he has some kind of innate power, but if so, why did his people get wiped out by the Winter Warlock? He-Man's people, yeah, you can see, because they don't have any magic powers, but Darkwolf is pretty badass. Surely he and his Bat family could have done more to stem the tide, right? And then there's this almost naked, hot, sexy chick princess. She's almost naked. I mean, I'm not complaining, but still, why bother wearing anything? Like, come on. She wears this almost nothing outfit in the Arctic territory of the Winter Warlock and never seems to be affected by the freezing temperatures. I guess because she's hot. But she wears, quote unquote, this bikini in the jungle too. Sure, Red Sonja would show some skin, but come on, this is a bit much, meaning a bit less. I'm still not complaining. But you see what I mean. So, is it any good? Well, the action is good, the score is good, the art is good, especially the backgrounds, but there's not much dialogue in this thing, and as such, the characters are kind of two-dimensional. Even Tigra. Well, for the most part, anyway. It's a shame that the picture lost money and kind of faded away. Still, with the pedigree this picture has, you can't ignore it. You have to also appreciate the attempt to bring serious fantasy in animated form to the screen. Maybe it could have been better, but it deserves a watch. So I'm giving Fire and Ice 2 3/4 paws up. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.